Although I do want to ask you, buddy, how do you know that Coda really feels that way? You know, he could be just making a game that's about social society. How do you know that's what it feels? I'm closing my eyes. I bet it's bad. Am I doing it, guys? Am I doing it? Am I doing good? I'm gonna have a nose now. We're going to die. Is this Star Trek? I'm sure we'll be fine. So yeah, the last game really spoke to me. Kill me.
You should probably open your eyes.
I haven't.
It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Don't worry, I'll stop it with my body. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Hold on. I should go up here, don't I? Yeah, I should go up here. Wait, stop. Wait. I was close.
Alright, let me explain how you're supposed
I know what to do.
On either side of the room are elevators,
I know.
which go up to an upper level. You have to go up, walk over to the person who's standing
My worker,
there,
I don't know what
and
to
then
do.
select dialogue option number 2.
Oh. Well. Goodbye. Be honest, I can't keep making these. That's the truth. What is it? Yeah,
Like I said,
know
I
what it
was
is.
getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from?
But it's just
even weirder.
But is
his
this
work
what
has
it feels,
potentially
or is it
stopped
just,
being an outlet
or is it
for
just
him.
making a game?
Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore.
Can't
And in
figure,
person, he
can't
was
figure
being
how
a
to say
lot more
anything. Yeah.
distant than usual. Like,
How do I
you know
put?
how sometimes a person will just deflect anything
I
that you say in order to
I
keep
struggle-
themselves disconnected
I'm
all the time. It was that kind of thing.
Here was the point.
I
in my
struggle to
relationship with
put
Coda where I really
feelings
started to
into
wonder if he needed
words.
my help in some way.
Maybe that's why I'm bad at comedy. Like I don't know what to
His
say.
games are going to
I
get
just
more desperate
feel
from here
things.
on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Hello. Ooh. I think this is a nice one. That person? Oh, lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Clearly out of ideas. Oh no, what happened? Something changed? There's a machine which came down and stopped. Machine. Looking for a machine? I think I know what it is. It's in far. I need to see it. I can take
If the
it.
last
There's a
game featured
problem.
Coda talking
by
explicitly about
difficult
his
puzzle.
creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore.
Clearly, I think
Why?
it's
What
clear.
is it for?
Have you actually? Did you actually?
From my perspective at the
Ask
time,
him.
and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to
Oh,
anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
And then finally, press the switch. There you go. Just play
You
simple.
can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's
Where's
no
my
circulation.
dialogue?
If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
and here's someone crying. I have to say what's fun is easy. I have to say that game design is simple and joyous and we live 100% of the time. It can be fun, but it's not easy. Jesus. You're lying. It wasn't true. Well, keep talking.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him
Well,
do
that's the
this to
message.
himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped.
But,
It's like
okay.
video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
So, did you do anything? Did you ask him if he's okay? If
I don't know.
he's...
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I
Okay.
wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this
Oh,
to
doesn't.
stop.
There's someone crying. Yes, that's your human model.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Hello. Ma'am, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. Protection machine is waiting for you now. Begin the interrogation whenever you like. That's gonna be quick. Very good. Just be warned, there's someone called Press, so you might have a bit of tension with this one. Also, one more thing, as you know about the machine, calls itself Coda. Dun dun dun. Dun up first. There you are. The machine.
And of course,
Stopped.
it's the machine.
You stopped feeding us. Yeah, so, yeah, I get the message of this. It's, how do I put it into words? What's as a person, like, yeah, making games, people like feels like you owe them, but you don't. They're followers. It falls on me to deliver bad news. She will not apologize to us. We'll find a way to live without it. We don't. Yes, James. Yeah. I'm struggling to put it into words, but I think you get it, yeah. And now, fucking hell. And now we're destroying everything.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to him.
I
To get
asked
some
him yet.
actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
It doesn't
So,
sound like you ever
as I'm thinking
talked
this,
to him.
I realized that I could be the one to initiate it.
Where's
Because
his
it
on
would never
post?
occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it?
Good picture.
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with
I-
other
I-
human beings,
I-
would
I-
that
I try to
bring
say
him
hi.
out of his mental spiral?
Hmm.
Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I don't know, man. No, the nice wing with nice ideas. Oh,
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the
you
theater,
have
the notes, the house
permission?
cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Oh, there's a cutscene. And then post. Uh-oh.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good.
But
when someone really connects with a thing that I
But
write,
I'm
when they
making
see
this
themselves
channel, and I
purely in my
don't-
work, there's
I'm-
nothing that feels better.
not
And
doing
I got
this.
to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something.
I'm not doing this for
I
people
really
to
felt
say I'm
like I'd
good.
done something good.
I know I'm not
like I
good.
was a good person. I felt like
That's
there
what I
was a
want to
friend
do and
who was
enjoy
in
doing.
trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it.
You
If I could
never
give them this
asked.
gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So
Oh dear.
beautifully happy.
This isn't good now anymore, is it?
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this
Disappoint.
is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that
Oh,
Coda
dear.
ever made. So let's take a look.
This is all comes crashing down.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
This room actually has a maze in it.
Well, let's jump right into it. Hey, that.
Except
That's
that
awful.
all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's
Not
this
showing-
awful flashing
not
of
showing that
noise,
again.
so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue,
That's
press
nice.
enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even attempt to try it. I bet you can get through it, but yeah, I'm not gonna try.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would
Oh,
actually...
that was you? I wanted
But
to keep
that
going.
game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Okay.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage
It's
thought or
like he
engagement. It
doesn't
doesn't
want
ask
anyone
anything of me, except
to get
a
through
lot
this.
of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't.
Why
I
not?
still don't really understand why this is here.
Emailed you.
I'll
You
put
could
the
have
code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move
emailed
on.
back. And no one actually get past this. Except for you. You can change the game. How... It's on 5 already, dummy. Here you go. Oh, I see. It's like Harry Potter and moving stairs.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door.
So you
meaning
can't go
that
through
it's
it.
literally impossible to solve from this side.
Only
So
you
even
can.
if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you
Which
got to
you
this
could.
point, there's actually just no way to progress.
No, you're done.
And it's scary for me. The idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying,
Is that what?
you know, that's it. That's
Is that
the end of the
what it means?
conversation. Not giving me any way to fix the problem.
What problem?
I feel like a
Well,
failure, I
just
guess,
the
when I can't
Game problem, I guess.
fix the problem.
What?
But I can
Hmm.
open this door for you, so let me do that.
I think I see your problem.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
No.
I mean, I don't know why I
Gosh.
wouldn't be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution.
Yeah,
But I
I'm saying
feel
a
it
bit.
somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
Here we go.
I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them. I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean,
3 dots?
and he wouldn't.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he
Why?
stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
I don't like this anymore.